Go to 64 here. So in my last video in Desynced, I showed you how you can set up a pretty efficient iron plate production here. But now we produced all these iron plates and they are just sitting here in the factory. We'd like to get them transported back to the main base so they can be used in other production. So we could just choose a storage facility here as the home register. But that would be a bit inefficient because then bots would go here and pick up maybe just a few items and transport them back to base. We'd like to have a bot be fully loaded before it goes back and forth. So we can set up a behavior for a dedicated transport bot. So I have this bot here which has a behavior controller. So let's try and set up a behavior. First, I'll add 3 registers and we'll assign these to each of the factory buildings here. So this will be 1, 2 and 3. So now we want to pick up items from the first location and we want to pick up metal plates, as many as possible. And in case that's not enough to fill the bot, we'll set up another pickup items from the second source, plates, infinite again, and then once again pick up items from the third source, and plates and infinite. And now we want to drop them off at the storage back in base. So we'll take drop off items. And we'll select the home and we'll drop off iron plates, as many as we can. And when that's done, we just cycle back here and do it all over again. So now we just need to set the home location to this storage here. And then we can see the bot running if we start it. So now it will pick up and then it goes back to the base here and drops off the items. So now it will drop off the plates and then go back and pick up some more. So now our location number 1 here probably doesn't have 40 plates for a full load. So we should see it pick up some from the second destination also. So now we picked up some here as well, and this one is pretty much empty. And we're going back to base again to drop off. Now we can maybe optimize this behavior a little bit more, because at some point the storage may be full and then we don't want it going back and forth without dropping off its entire load. So let's change the behavior a bit. So let's say we count the items here. We want to count the plates and we'll store the result as A. Then we go to math here and we compare the number. So we want to compare A and we can't compare with 0, so we'll compare with 1. And if this is smaller than 1, then let's remove this. So if this is smaller than 1, that means it's 0. So then we want to go back and pick up items again. But if it's not full, then we can wait a bit. So if it's equal or larger, we'll wait for instance 20 ticks. And then we'll try to drop off again. So this will loop around until all the plates have been dropped off. So let's start that again, and then let's just wait for the storage to be full. So now our storage only has room for 20 more. So let's see what happens when the bot arrives. So it drops off 20, and then we can see it's waiting. And then it tries to drop off again and then continues to wait. So let's remove some of these plates. So now we see it managed to drop off everything, and now it goes back to pick up more. So I think this is a pretty good behavior for a logistic bot to pick up items and transport them to storage. And because we use these registers for the pickup locations, we can actually use the same behavior on multiple different pickup locations. We just have to register different buildings on these 3 registers here.